Hi, I'm Dr. Stephanie Jacobs, equipping us and our relationships to keep moving forward. So come and journey with me, and along the way, stick these tools in your back pocket. In every relationship, romantic, familial, or professional, there's a moment that matters more than the right advice, the perfect words, or the clever comeback. It's the moment one person feels truly felt by another, and that moment has a name. It's called attunement. Attunement is the ongoing practice of tuning into another person's inner world, seeing, feeling, and responding to their emotional state in a way that helps them feel understood, safe, and cared for. It is less about what you say and more about how present you are with what the other person is actually experiencing. When we talk about attunement, we're really talking about a certain quality of attention. You are paying attention to the signals beneath the surface, not only the words someone uses, but their tone of voice, their body language, the pace at which they speak, and the energy they carry into the interaction. You notice that something has shifted: a sigh, a longer pause, a slight withdrawal, and you respond in a way that fits what they are going through, not just what you are feeling or needing in that moment. At its core, attunement can be summarized very simply. I notice what you're feeling, I care about what you're feeling, and I'm willing to adjust how I am with you because of what you're feeling. Now, this does not mean losing yourself in another person's emotions. Attunement asks you to emotionally enter, quote unquote, into another person's world while staying grounded in your own. You are not abandoning yourself, fixing them, or taking over their experience. Instead, you are conveying, I am here with you and I'm listening closely. That stance alone can transform the emotional climate of a relationship. From the inside, attunement feels like a deep exhale. When it is present, people often describe the experience as, I don't have to over explain myself, you just get it. Or, you can tell I'm not okay, even when I say I'm fine. There is a sense that you can disagree and still feel connected, that conflict does not automatically equal disconnection. On a nervous system level, attunement settles us. Our bodies and brains register, I'm not alone in this. Over time, this creates emotional safety, deeper trust, and a felt sense that the relationship can hold both our needs and our differences. In romantic relationships, attunement becomes a core building block of secure attachment. It's what allows partners to feel fully themselves without constant fear that their needs will be ignored, minimized, or used against them. Because people can confuse attunement with patterns that are actually quite unhealthy, it's important to clarify what attunement is not. Attunement is not people pleasing. You can be deeply attuned and still say no, hold firm boundaries, and voice disagreement. Attunement is not mind reading. Attuned partners also ask questions, check in, and clarify rather than assuming they know exactly what's going on or what the other person is thinking. And attunement is not rescuing or fixing. Sometimes the most attuned thing you can do is simply stay present and compassionate without trying to make the feeling go away. In that sense, attunement is empathy plus a responsive, caring presence that actually matches what the other person needs in that moment. When attunement is missing over time, the impact can be surprisingly painful. Emotional signals that are repeatedly missed, minimized, or dismissed do not just register as minor slights. They are often experienced as a form of emotional neglect. The person on the receiving end may start to feel an increased distance in the relationship, a sense that you only see me when I'm useful, or that their deeper feelings never quite land. Resentment can quietly build, and what looks on the surface like conflict about small issues may actually be carrying a much larger emotional load. Eventually, some people just shut down, numb out, or withdraw altogether, not because they do not care, but because it feels too costly to keep reaching for someone who does not emotionally meet them. Paradoxically, many high functioning, well intended people unintentionally create this dynamic. They may be excellent problem solvers, providers, or planners. They could organize calendars, solve crises, and offer practical advice. Yet, if they are not emotionally present, if they are more focused on fixing the situation than feeling and understanding the person, the relationship can still feel lonely. The lack of attunement, not the lack of effort, becomes the actual wound. The hopeful reality is that attunement is built in small, ordinary moments rather than grand gestures. Imagine someone you care about who is quieter than usual at dinner. Instead of ignoring it or taking it personally, you might say, "You seem a little different. How's your day landing for you?" And then really listen to the answer. Or picture a conversation that suddenly becomes tense. Rather than pushing ahead, you pause and say, "I can see this is overwhelming right now. Would you like to take a break, get some air, or just have me sit with you for a minute?" Even something as simple as remembering that the other person had a significant meeting at work or a challenging conversation with a peer and proactively checking in, like, "I was thinking about you this morning. How did it go?" is a form of attunement. None of these moments require perfect words. What matters is that you are genuinely with the person, not just physically near them. The good news is that you do not have to be a therapist to practice attunement. It can start with very small shifts in how you show up. Slowing down even slightly before you respond gives you a chance to really take in their face, tone, and posture. Reflecting back what you hear, like, "I'm hearing that you're feeling," or "It sounds like this left you feeling, is that right?" can help the other person feel seen and gives them an opportunity to clarify. Letting curiosity replace correction and defensiveness is another powerful move. Asking, "Can you tell me more about what this is like for you?" instead of, "You shouldn't feel that way," makes room for their inner world rather than shutting it down. Even checking in on the impact of your own words. For example, "Did what I just say land the way I meant it?" opens the door for repair and deeper connection. Like any relational skill, attunement becomes more natural with practice. As you build this muscle, your relationships will often begin to feel safer, warmer, and more collaborative. Conflicts may still arise, but they tend to be easier to navigate when each person trusts that the other is genuinely trying to understand them, not just win an argument. So you might pause for a moment and think about a relationship that really matters to you: a relative, a partner, a child, a close friend, or even a colleague. What is one small way you could be more emotionally present with them this week? What would it look like to ask what helps them feel most gotten by you? These small questions can become invitations into a different quality of connection. Listen, I'd love to hear your reflections. How does attunement show up or feel missing in the relationships you see, either personally or professionally? Please write your thoughts in the comments section below. I look forward to reading them.